Next up, we're headed to Sewell, New Jersey for a retro story. A 150 million year retro story. Turns out this part of NJ is super rich in fossil material, and guys like Dr. Ken can tell us exactly what happened to these dinosaurs.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kenneth Lacovara, the director of the Edelman Fossil Park of Rowan University. We are standing here in a 65-acre property with a 4-acre quarry that offers us the best window into the Cretaceous period, the end of the time of the dinosaurs east of the Mississippi. 66 million years ago, the planet's much warmer than today. There's no ice in the mountains, there's no ice in Antarctica, so all that water's in the ocean. And it raises the level of the sea by about 400 feet. So if you were standing here 65 million years ago, you'd be under 70 feet of water and swimming right through where I am right now, a couple dozen different species of sharks, sea turtles, giant crocodiles, mosasaurs, and then there are dinosaurs on the beach about 15 miles to the west of here in Pennsylvania. So it's just this amazing Cretaceous park that we have here. I was attracted to this site because it offers a wonderful exposure of the deposits of the last moments of the dinosaurs. And I used to just bring my students to this site for training purposes, but in the last 5 years or so, we've really come to understand that there are events in Earth history that can only be seen in this place. And this place now, which is in Mantua Township, South Jersey, behind a shopping center, we realize now is of global importance. I grew up in Linwood, New Jersey, a small town down near Ocean City on the coast. And my dream as a small child was to become a paleontologist and a geologist, but I really didn't know how to get there. My father was a carpenter. I knew few people that had even gone to college. And then something amazing happened. Carl Sagan's book, Cosmos, was published in 1980, and I read that book and I realized I had to get myself into a science program and become a scientist. And eventually I went and got a PhD in geology at the University of Delaware and started working as a paleontologist after that and as a professor. And then I was lucky enough to have some expeditions funded around the world, and I spent the first few years of my career studying ancient deposits in Egypt, where we discovered a new species of dinosaur, and then eventually to southern Patagonia in Argentina, where in 2005 I discovered an animal that I would later name Dreadnoughtus. And Dreadnoughtus currently is the most massive dinosaur for which we can calculate a weight. Dreadnoughtus in life would have stood 2.5 stories at the shoulder. It would be 85 feet long, and all fleshed out, it would weigh 65 tons. That's the mass of 13 African elephants or 9 T-Rex. That's about 10 tons heavier than a Boeing 737. One of the things that I really love about the Edelman Fossil Park is that it's a place where citizens can come and engage in science, citizen science. And so we invite people here during our special events to come and collect from these upper layers of marine deposits, and everybody that comes here who's not afraid to get their hands dirty and who tries a little bit finds a 65 million year old fossil with their own hands that they get to take home. And for many people, this is just a transformational experience. When they make that personal connection between themselves and the place where they live and the Earth's ancient past, then they start to see themselves as part of this ancient story that eventually led to us, and they can see how things change over time, how nothing lasts forever, and hopefully when they leave here, they'll be inspired to take a little bit better care of the planet on which we live, the only home we've ever known. Thanks for watching, and come visit us sometime at the Edelman Fossil Park of Rowan University. There are half as many animals in the wild today as there were in 1970. And that should be a wake-up call to everybody.
Thanks for sticking around. We knew you would dig that last story, so we've got some more from Dr. Ken.
It's apparent to us now that we have the moment in time that wiped out the dinosaurs and really made the modern world as we know it. And the only place that you can see it exposed like this is in this quarry at the Edelman Fossil Park behind a Lowe's in suburban South Jersey. We sieve through everything, we collect everything, and preserve it very carefully, because here, it's context. Context is really what matters here, because we're looking at this very special moment in time, the world's 5th extinction, and so we have to document it as if it were a crime scene. In my new book, Why Dinosaurs Matter, I make the case that the past matters because the future matters. The peril that we're facing is that because of human activities, global warming and sea level rise and the degradation of our environment, the acidification of the oceans, we may be looking at the world's 6th extinction happening now because of human activities. Every hour on planet Earth, we lose 3 species. Every second, we lose about a football field of rainforest. Not in terms of species, but in terms of individual animals. There are half as many animals in the wild today as there were in 1970. And that should be a wake-up call to everybody. The fact that our coral reefs are going away and may not exist within our lifetime should be a wake-up call for everybody. So we would be foolish and arrogant, really, to not heed the lessons of the deep geological past. I'm Dr. Kenneth Lacovara of the Edelman Fossil Park. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll visit us sometime. If you're interested, email us at fossils@rowan.edu.
So that's our show. Thanks for letting us fill a little of your weekend. We hope you enjoyed watching the filler as much as we enjoyed making the filler. We love making the filler each and every week. Remember, you can catch all these segments online at weekendfiller.com and follow us on social, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm Tony Romeo, and until next week, I will see you on the interwebs.
I always say to my wife, she'll say, "You're late for dinner." And I'll say, "Well, geologically, I'm spot on," you know?
I'm sure she loves that.
She's kind of sick of that, actually, yeah.